Playoff hockey as the Michigan Shadow welcome in the Muskegon Voyagers down 1-0 in the best 2 out of 3. I am Frank Mazzolo along with Gary Preswara. Gary, they're in a big hole, the Michigan Shadow. They got to come out flying here today.
This is a big game for sure. It's do or die. They need to win this one to have a chance for tomorrow. If not, they're going home for the season.
So let's go over what the first playoff game back in Muskegon on April 4th. They lost 7-6. Outshot by the Muskegon Voyagers 56-26. They just got pounded in all around the whole game there, losing by 1 goal. They were up by a couple of goals, the Michigan Shadow, but they just couldn't hold on to that lead, and they find themselves down 1-0 here. Going back to the last game of the season, they lost to the Muskegon Voyagers in Muskegon 11-2. They were a little short-handed that game. In fact, the Muskegon Voyagers were up by so many goals at the end of the second period, they were going to bring in Terry Ficcarelli. He was all suited up in his jersey and his skates and everything, but he wanted to play old school. He didn't want to go in there with a helmet, and they wouldn't let him on the ice. So that's what I heard. I don't know if that's true. That
might be a bit dangerous nowadays, the way these guys can shoot the puck.
It's old school. So here we go. They're going to have a big game out of their goalkeeper here. Gibby's going to have to come up big for the Michigan Shadow today. They're going to have to play a little defense today, too.
Yeah, if they you mentioned the shots on goal. They doubled the shots on goal. The Shadow were in that game. They lost by a goal. So if they can just shore that defense up a little bit, not allow so many shots, they'd be in good shape because they can definitely score.
So Gibby will be the starting goalkeeper for the Michigan Shadow here today. We've seen him stand up big here in the past, couple years ago for the Waterford Sharks in the playoffs against the Voyagers. He needs to bring out that kind of performance here tonight as we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance here. National Anthem. Ready for some playoff time here at Big Boy Arena as the Michigan Shadow in a hole. Got to come up with a win here today to keep the series going. If they win today, there'll be another game, the deciding game, tomorrow afternoon right here at Big Boy Arena. Best 2 out of 3. Michigan Shadow definitely have to get their game going here. Short a few players. A couple players got called up. And we want to know where our buddy Cody is, Cody Oakes. Your team misses you, Cody.
Well, we can recognize him by the hair, so it makes it easy.
But, I mean, you can't replace that guy, Cody Oakes, on the defensive end. Hopefully he can make it sometime here while this series is going. The hardest part is finding somebody with that long a hair.
Right.
To play instantly, So that's the hardest part. Here we go, ready for the face-off as the Muskegon Voyagers with a 1-0 lead. One victory over Muskegon where they beat the Michigan Shadow. Quickly to Minnie. That one's chopped forward. Dalton J just throws that one. Gagnon quickly down to Muskegon. Van Nies made that save. Broken up at center ice. That one's chopped forward. Luke McCarthy got his stick on that one. This one's dumped back into the shadow end behind Gibbons. Gibbons will lose control of that one. Quick check there. Luke McCarthy in the corner. Taken by the shadow, but kept in by the Voyagers. Little feather pass there. Ellie Loop right there. Pitcher getting that one up. Here comes Riley Pitcher. He'll just dump that down into the shadow end. Minnie will pick that one up for the shadow. He loses control of it. He's robbed right there. Gamber took that puck. Little pressure by the Voyagers. This one's dumped back down into the Voyagers' end. Kept in by the shadow right on the side boards. Taken there by Dundas. Dundas will wrap that along the boards. Carry it up. Not out. Kept in. Here's a quick wrister right there on Van Nies. Outside of Van Nies. Cleared out. All the way down to Gibbons. Gibbons won't even touch this one. Taken by Formica. Formica rings that one off the glass. This one's all the way down. Van Nies will get this one. Van Hees will throw that one out. This one's all the way back in the shadow end. Icing on the Voyagers as both teams have taken shots. Nothing directly on the goalkeepers.
A little nonstop action for the first minute, almost 2 minutes of time here. But yeah, like you said, nothing very serious.
Face off in the far circle in the Voyagers' end. Double Z will take that one for the shadow. Out come the Voyagers. Quickly, they move the puck forward. Nana dumps that one in. This one's thrown behind the net. Thrown behind the net by Malcomber. Tried to break that up right at center ice. Ozentowski gets a stick on it. He can't control it. This one's feathered forward by Truxton. Truxton just dumps this down onto Gibby. Gibby steers that one over to the corner. Right at center ice. This one's cleared into the Voyagers' end. Van Hees will get his stick on it and make the save. Behind the net, Dundas. Dundas throws that one out. Over to Truxton. Truxton delivers that one forward, and they score! Quick shot on Gibbons. Looks like that was Dundas that got that goal.
Yeah, number 14 got that one. Just a quick little wrist shot.
Just beat Gibbons to the glove side, Lowen to the glove side, and instantly the Voyagers have a 1-0 lead at the 17:35 mark here of the first period.
Not the start the Shadow wanted again to fall behind early.
Right at center ice. Frazy trying to keep that one in. This one's peeled back as the Shadow will gather things up here. This one's shot off the glass, broken up at center ice, taken by the Voyagers. Right over to Hawkins. Hawkins fanned on that one. Hawkins goes into the corner. They still can't keep control. Here's another opportunity for the Voyagers as Luke McCarthy, right point blank in the slot, had an opportunity to make it 2-0.
Big save right there.
Little bit of sloppy play here by the Michigan Shadow in the early going. Face off down in there and in the near circle as Luke McCarthy will take it for the Voyagers. This one's played back. Minnie can't get a stick on. Here's an opportunity right out in front for the Voyagers. Luke McCarthy is buzzing around that net right now. This one inside the blue line. Look out for the wraparound. Gibbons is on his back. He'd do a balancing act to get back on his skates. Shadow still having a hard time getting this one kept in, but played out. Giuliano will just whisk this one into the Voyagers' end. Voyagers coming back again. Luke McCarthy. McCarthy's got his trailer with him. Right out to center ice. That one couldn't get touched up. Luke McCarthy gets shoved off of that puck. Here comes the Shadow the other way. Giuliano fishes that one out front. There's a backhander on Van Hees. Van Hees makes the big save there.
Nice shot by Baker right there and a good pass from Giuliano. Giuliano, but a big save.
Here's a replay right here. Look at this, going with the backhander there, and Van Hees makes a save. Double Z takes his face-off over to Ryerson. Ryerson couldn't find the handle on it. Right at center ice. Chop, a walk, and a whack there. We'll have a face-off in the just outside the Voyageurs blue line.
I don't think Bake's got everything he wanted on that backhand. Golden opportunity.
Captain James takes the face-off there. Voyageurs win that one. Play it back. They'll just shoot along the glass and dump it down into the shadow end. Formica gathers that one up. Shot it over. They lose control of it. Gathered up now by the Voyageurs. Voyageurs touch that one in. Clear it out to center ice again. Bounced around by McKinnon. Played back as a shadow. Trying to get something together here. Osentowski for the shadow. He gets a stick on it, trying to gather that one up. Coming along the near side boards. Ryerson dumps that one in. That one's gathered up by the McKinnon again for the, here comes Rowell. Rowell looking to dipsy doodle. He goes to the outside, locks him up, gets this one out along the boards. This one's played over. No shot there as Vermeesh couldn't find the handle. Shadow trying to keep this puck in. Cleared out to center ice, but taken by the Shadow again. Over on the far side boards. Looking for a center pass there. Van Hees steers that one off to the corner.
Good pressure on that shift by the Shadow.
What do we got? A little scrap along the boards that we can't go to. Seems to have a lot of fights where we can't get it. Right in that corner, must have a good smell to it.
Yeah, that's our bad spot right there.
Yeah. Saturday night's all right for a fight.
It's Vermeesh mixing it up with somebody.
Vermeesh looking to put a tattoo on somebody.
Lost his helmet.
Vermeesh looking to stir the pot up here a little bit as
it's going to be offsetting.
As Luke McKinnon was his dance partner on that one. That comes at the 14:43 mark here of the first period with the Voyageurs ahead 1-0.
The Voyageurs doing a good job whenever the Shadow get the puck in the zone there. They've got one or two guys all over them as soon as they touch the puck, making it difficult to get anything generated or any high-quality chances.
Done this with the goal earlier for the Muskegon Voyageurs. So offsetting penalties here. One to Vermeesh, a 2-minute, and a 2-minute to McKinnon.
A little 4-on-4. Open up the ice a little more.
Still can't get into that penalty box. Got to have the combination over there.
There you go. A little pressure.
There you go. Fans give a sarcastic hooray.
The hockey stick can be used for many things.
Enjoy your 2 minutes, guys, over there on the short bench. So the face-off will come down just outside the Shadow blue line. Played along the boards, dumped into the Shadow end. Voyageurs give chase, but Belvich still kept in. Finally, they get it. Pillette. Quick pass out in front. Oh, had an opportunity right there. Got an injury on the far boards there.
Yeah, he got run right into those boards after he just missed the net. Here's a look at it. The outlet pass.
We'll see this from the very beginning after the face-off. Like Pillette. Don't know if we got it on there.
Right there.
There it is. Right there in that corner.
I think he was losing an edge, and then the check was coming at the same time, and he just fell awkwardly into those boards.
So he's up on one knee. Hopefully he'll be all right. Referee's coming over to explain to Ryer see what exactly happened there. No call yet.
I don't know if they're going to make a call, or I don't know if they saw
back,
anything
he
malicious.
laid back down here.
Just went in awkwardly. As like I said, I think he was losing an edge, and then he got hit so hard into those boards.
Yeah, so this is hopefully. Right now he had to lay back down. I'm not a medical doctor. You're a medical doctor, yeah?
No, I don't have my degree yet. I'm really
Here
close.
it is on the replay again. We'll catch the end of this on the far side boards.
2-on-1 developed, but.
And he got a piece of that.
Yeah, just wide, right
and
here.
Then,
yeah, they got a boarding call out of it, a 2-minute boarding call. So the Shadow is going to go on a power play.
Voyager fans not too happy about that call.
Kevin Belvich on the board.
So
I don't think it was anything malicious. Like I said, I think he was just going in awkwardly and kind of got twisted up, and it was just a timing where he was going to get hit, and
that was
kind of
Pillette
turned
that
the
is
wrong
down.
way.
Pillette, Sean. We'll hope he can recover here. Take their time with him. Here's the replay one more time while we can do this. Right off that faceoff, played in the shadow end, played out quickly. They advanced that puck. Pillette.
Nice pass across. Like I said, just wide.
There's our rear cam there, and it looked like he just got pushed, and he was at a awkward angle.
Look, his back was facing the boards. It wasn't his face, or he wasn't looking at the boards when he got hit. He was just falling awkwardly, and he went down hard. Let's hope he's okay. He's
this all
down.
happening at the 14-19 mark of the first period. Coming off very gingerly. Tough way to lose a player here in the early going of the first period, but things happen in sports.
Yeah, he's definitely he's heading down the tunnel of the locker room. He's not okay. Let's hopefully he recovers quickly, and
might need some of that good stuff to shake off that pain. So we'll have the face-off here in the near side circle down in the Voyagers' end.
see if they can capitalize on this 4-on-3.
Voyagers get the face-off. They wrap that along the boards. All the way down, picked up by Milam. Milam's going to dipsy-doodle in. Still trying to dig for that puck out. Here it's back to Formica. Formica looking to tee that one up. This one's all the way over to Formica. One-timer just to the outside of Van Heest. Formica again. This one's played over to Gagnon. Gagnon looking for the center. Didn't get a stick on it, and here come the Voyagers. Going to look to eat up some clock here. Luke McCarthy going in deep. He gets pushed off the puck. Just milking that clock while he's down here. Quick outlet pass to Gino Mini. Mini couldn't keep control of that one. So the Voyagers will just wrap it around. Dundas. Move this puck back all the way down. Gibbons gets a piece of that one. Tries to throw it out forward. Here comes Formica. Formica. We got an offsides there.
I think he was just a hair offsides. Malinowski brought that in, and I think the big skate of Mini possibly was offsides.
So Grant Malinowski, number 14, taking the old jersey of Tellstrom. 42 seconds left on the power play.
About 10 seconds before they go 5-on-4.
Here's an opportunity right out in front of the net. Quick shot on net. Van Heest steers that one to the side. Kept in. Inside the blue line. Right out front. Little dipsy doodle pass. That one's broken up by the Voyagers, and they'll just sing that one all the way down behind Gibbons. 5 seconds left in the power play. Giuliano fishes that one up. Dump back down into the Voyagers' end. Clear it out. Here come the Voyagers. They tried to get control of it. Baker can't control it. Here come the Voyagers the other way. They pass that puck around. Glover.
Big stop by Gibbons right there with the right pad.
Grover for the Voyagers with a big head of steam bringing that puck down. Coming back the other way, the Shadow. Behind the net, pushed off the puck, pulled down. We got a delayed penalty. Here comes Hawkins. Little Hawkins coming in there scrapping.
It's that corner again. That Rowell and Hawkins going at it in that famous ugly corner.
Yep. Chris Hawkins come charging in there late. So Hawkins and Rowell will go off. Here it is off around the back of the boards here. Right there.
Got a little wrestling match.
Well, if that was the initial penalty, there's the hand up after they're both down. Not sure, and here comes in Hawkins after Rowell.
I don't know if Hawkins may have been, or Rowell might have been getting the initial penalty, and then Hawkins went after him.
So Baker brings some equipment over to the penalty box. Gloves, helmet, do-rag, whatever's needed down there. So right now we got a 2-minute penalty against Rowell up on the scoreboard.
Faceoff's coming back down in the Shadow zone.
So there'll be a 2-minute on Rowell and the misconducts for fighting. Face-off down in the Shadow end. Taylor taking it for the Voyagers. Shot on Gibbons. Gibbons steers that one away.
Shadow really need to kill this penalty off right here. They don't want to go down 2-0 again.
Pitcher takes this puck. Pitcher over on the left wing. Looking to cut in. He'll go around back of the net. Still control that puck. Get it out inside the blue line. Thrown over. So they'll move that around. Dundas looking to get another one on the scoreboard. Cleared out, but not too far, right at center ice. Voyagers will gather that one up, broken up by Giuliano. Giuliano will feather that back down to the Voyagers' end. 11 minutes left to go here in the first period. Voyagers 1-0 and on the power play. Pitcher with the puck. He'll just feather that in. Nobody there for the Voyagers. Cleared out by Micah.
Good job right here, not letting them get in that zone to set anything up.
This one, they'll set things up now, the Voyagers. Big head of steam as they come forward right at the center ice. Dumped in. Around the back of the boards, McKinnage. This one's back inside the blue line. There's a slap shot there by McCumber. Cleared out again by the Michigan Shadow. 32 seconds left in the power play for the Voyagers as they'll have another rush here. Nice move there by Belvich. Belvich still has the puck. He'll peel back. Gets in some traffic there, now cleared out. Opportunity to split the players was...
Canyon had a chance there. If he could have just poked that puck away, he was gone with his speed.
Another run here as the power play is over with, as Muskegon will go around the back of the boards. Dundas right in front of the net. This one, there he is. He tried to get a stick on it, couldn't get it.
Here we go
the other way. Michigan Shadow couldn't get nothing on that one.
Dalton Jay shaking his head. He usually buries that one.
Dalton Jay just couldn't get enough on that one. Wasn't a hard shot at all. There's a shot on Van Heest as he makes the save. Dylan Smith back there for the Voyagers. This one's tried to kept in as it is kept in by the Shadow. Thrown over onto the near side boards. Here comes Dalton Jay again. Dalton Jay throws that one out in front. Minnie takes a quick shot to the outside of Heest. Van Heest felt that one buzz past his ear. Coming the other way. Voyagers out front. Oh, tic-tac-toe pass there, broken up as perfect opportunity for the Voyagers. Back behind the net. Pitcher takes his puck. Full head of steam. He loses control of it. Nice move there. Giuliano in the inside, the outside. Oh, he put that one upstairs. Just couldn't find the inside of the net. Cleared out by the Voyagers. Right here on the near side boards. Taken by Malakowski. Coming back the other way. Here come the Voyagers. Trying to make a stop there. A little wraparound. Collision behind the net as Nana takes that puck. Voyagers will just gather this one up. Move it forward right at center ice. Coming back the other way. Taylor takes a quick shot. Trying to wrap around on Gibbons. Gibbons won't have any part of that. Makes a save. Shadow move it the other way. Little 2-on-2 action. Quick shot on Van Heest. He makes the save there. So that one's played off into the corner. Picked up by Milam. Milam will corral that one in. Down into the Voyagers' end over on the far side boards. Fished out front, broken up there by Truxton. Truxton moves that one forward. 3-on-2 here. Getting back, quick shot on Gibbons.
Nice stop.
Gibbons flashed the glove on that one to make the save.
A little back and forth right there. Shadow had a couple. Giuliano with another great opportunity. Just shot it over the net. And then a couple of wraparound tries for the Voyagers. This is about the fourth or fifth time they've tried that wraparound.
Well, both teams getting opportunities end to end here as it's still 1-0 at the 7:06 mark. Definitely have to play a more solid game here. Both goaltenders getting tested, but that one goal there by Dundas and the early going is where we're at here with 7:06 left to go in the second period. First period, correct that. Check that.
Yeah, both teams with power play opportunities and couldn't capitalize, but just that one goal, as you mentioned, by Dundas is the difference so far. I think the Shadow played a little better defensively than they did in game one. They've closed up that middle a little bit and limited those chances, those really good scoring opportunities.
Still going to have to find out the status on Pilette. Hopefully, if he can't come back today, he can play tomorrow. If there is a third and deciding game here.
We're hoping for tomorrow.
We'll have to see if we can get an update here in between periods, possibly.
Adrian once said there is no tomorrow, or was that Apollo Creed? I think it was Creed, right?
Creed, man, Creed. Face off in the far circle down in the Shadow end. Both teams at full strength here. No power play going on. Grover will take this face off for Muskegon. Clear it out all the way down the Voyagers' end. Wrapped along the back boards as Dundas tried to clear that one out. They do. Back down in the Voyagers' end as that one's shot down by Milam. Played along the boards. Voyagers kept in there. Nice move there. Little opportunity. Tried to split the defenders.
Nice defensive play right there.
As Fraser tried to split the defenders, get that puck on. Good opportunity there, no whistle there. As the Voyagers looking for a holding call, that's not going to happen.
Andrew Dundas on that defensive play down at the other end, just slid across on Fraser's pass.
This one's dumped back into the Voyagers' end. Voyagers will gather this one up. Not out yet, broken up right there. Gagnon takes a quick shot there. A little bit of pressure here by the Shadow. Kept in by Fraser. Fraser loses control of it. Voyagers bring this one out. They'll sing-song that one down. Dundas will shoot that right on Gibbons. He'll make the save.
That guy making things happen again for the Shadow. Joel Fraser.
Fraser, when he turns on those burners, face off on the Shadow end as players are moving all over the place during that face-off. This one's dumped down. Ryerson gives chase. Ryerson goes into the corner. Pushed off the puck but kept in. Still has control of it. They fight for it out in front. Finally, the Voyagers do get it. Gamber moved that one forward. Taken again by the Shadow. Shadow will just whisk that on Van Heest. And he'll whip out the glove there and hold on to it. 5:13 left to go here in the first period. 1-0 Voyagers.
Shadow doing a nice job those last couple minutes of forechecking and keeping that puck in the zone by their D-man at the blue line. Giving them some opportunities.
Face off there. Voyagers pitcher will peel back. Set things up behind net. Gets this one up to Drake Owen. Drake Owen will take a shot just inside the blue line. Again, that one's off angle shot on Gibbons. He makes a save. Giuliano trying to get on the doorstep to take that puck. He couldn't catch up to it. Giuliano will peel back. He'll backhand that into the Voyagers' end. Voyagers coming back the other way. Nana had control of that one. Baker now. Baker whisks that one over. This one's behind the net. Baker again throws this one out front. Or not. Over to Double Z. Double Z.
Oh, nice move.
Looking to go in the middle there. Nobody can get a stick on that one. Out loose out in front. Nobody could jam that one home. Voyagers coming back the other way. McCumber tried to feather that down the middle. Gathered up by the Shadow. Cleared out. Voyagers will just peel back and get onside. Dump it back into the Shadow end. This one's flung back down into the Voyagers end. No icing there. No control of puck. Nice play there, stolen by the Shadow. Quick shot on Van Heest.
What a save.
Oh, one-on-one. What a beautiful save there by Van Heest.
I think that's Rotundi with a nice move here. And
trying to go up into the corner there, and that flashed that big old glove to make the save.
That was a grade A opportunity right there. That
trying to get this tied up here late in the first period. Played out. Here come the Voyagers the other way. Chris Hawkins, little upset there as he couldn't control that puck. Voyagers just dumped this behind Gibbons. Looking to clear this one as a battle down in the corner. Played along the sideboards here, still kept in by the Voyagers. Chris Hawkins spinning like the Tasmanian Devil right there. That one's thrown out in front, broken up by the Shadow. Here's another one dished out front, kept in by Hawkins. Shot on Gibbons. Gibbons couldn't find the knob on that one. Cleared out behind the net. Finally flung out all the way down. This will be an icing against the Shadow. There's some big opportunities there for the Voyagers.
The Shadow will take that icing all day. There was that puck. Gibbons thought he had it. Just kind of rolled off of his glove and stayed there and gave him another opportunity.
It's like holding on to a greased pig. You just can't get the grip on it. 2:33 left to go here in the first period. 1-0 Voyagers. This one, quick shot on Gibbons, redirected into the corner. Played back. Still, Voyagers will just rotate and cycle that puck around. Shot out in front to the outside. A lot of traffic right in front of Gibbons right now. This one inside the blue line is quick backhander there. Pitcher had that shot for the Voyagers. Still, they keep the pressure on. Dylan Smith now with the puck for the Voyagers. There's a quick backhander that Gibbons steers. Here's Pitcher. Pitcher goes in all alone, and he scores.
Top left-hand corner, it looked like, just over his shoulder. Here's a look at it.
Well, you just can't let him keep doing that, skating around circles.
I mean, he had the puck in the corner, and no one's covering him. Everyone's looking around, and he just walked in all alone, right over the right shoulder and in.
So he had multiple times that if you don't cover your guy, have your guy on him.
Yeah, the Shadow got a little lost there in their own zone.
Might as well just leave your front door open and a bunch of jewelry on the cabinet. Pitcher. So they got a 2-0 lead here late in the first period. Suddenly the Shadow find themselves in a hole again. Need to start skating here and getting this pace picked up if they want to get back in this game here. Couple players get tangled up. Right now the Voyagers are controlling the pace of this game. Here they come, just crossing the blue line. This one's feathered out in front, trying to catch up to Drake Owen. That one's broken up, but the Voyagers keep it in. There's a shot by Nana. Nana didn't get much on that. One's cleared off to the sideboards. Coming back the other way. Nice Shadow. Move. There's a quick shot that Van Heest had to stop.
Malinowski with a beautiful inside-out move. And
there's another shot on Van Heest. That one's cleared out. There's a big hit right there.
Rotundi he caught him with an elbow or a shoulder up high, I think.
Right in front of us. Here it is.
He stepped in to try to keep the puck in the zone, and he laid a shoulder and got him up a little high, I think.
Looks like that was McCumber who took that hit. I'm not positive. Number 20, I think it is, for the Voyagers. Voyager fans wanting the old heave-ho here.
Right here. I mean, I think he just got him up a little too high, trying to keep this puck in, and then he just decided to lay a hit on him. And McCumber just turned around and didn't see it coming at all. He hit him.
So it looks like he's going to go off for this period. Looked like that was Matt McCumber, number 20 that received the hit.
Faceoff's going to come back down as it was played by Gibbons in their zone.
So we'll have a power play for 40.5 seconds here in the first period, which is the time left here. Carry over if they don't score into the second period. This one's played back, kept inside the blue line. Voyagers just feather this one behind Gibbons. Still kept in by the Voyagers. Dundas. No problem. They'll throw this inside at the point. Cycle this puck around. Broken up by Giuliano. Giuliano gets a stick on it, possible 2-on-1. Here's an opportunity, a hack, a whack, and a take that. Giuliano takes his man into the board. 4 seconds. There's a late hit, and there's a delayed penalty there. Cross check on the hit. Be a late penalty here to the Voyagers. You'll see it here on the replay. As they came up the boards here on the far side, there was a hit by Giuliano, and then right near the end here, as Giuliano started to skate away, they tripped him.
Yep. Again, those sticks can be used for a lot of things. Open up the penalty box, trip a guy, shoot a puck.
So that will end the first period with the Voyagers ahead 2-0. We'll take a break here on Go Live Sportscast.
Hey guys, want to thank B&R Sports here in the Troy area for taking care of our Michigan Shadow. Thank you guys for hooking us up top to bottom. We'll see you guys at our home opener. Huge shout out to Bauer Hockey, taking care of our guys. Helmet, visors, gloves, pants, sticks, you name it, they got it. Check them out, BauerHockey.com. Thank you, Big Boy Arena, for letting us call this amazing facility home. Rock on, Fraser. I want to thank Global Synthetic for taking care of our Michigan Shadow this year, from the synthetic towels you've sent us for the guys to be training on, to all the other things you do in the community. Thank you from the Michigan Shadow. Huge shout out to Howie's Hockey Tape. One of these days I'll be good enough to get paid to play and they'll supply the tape. Until then, check out howieshockeytape.com for all your saucing needs. Thank you, Jog Athletics, for taking care of our Michigan Shadow. These threads are unbelievable. We'll see you guys this season on the ice. Huge shout out to Lakewind Photography for taking their time out of their day to take care of our program, all the local community stuff we've been doing, dealing with me full time, which I know is a full-time job by itself. Lakewind, huge shout out. Can't wait to see you guys shooting all of our games this year. Huge shout out to Rink Rat Body Wash for taking care of our Michigan Shadow in the locker room after the games. Smells unbelievable. It gets our guys clean. Check them out at Rink Rat.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes.
Make a plan today.
Where's your emergency?
Everyone's on their way. What happened?
Your friend's not breathing.
Please get my mom and dad. Oh my God!
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter Brooklyn was also a motivation for me to go back to school.
It's been so amazing to be able to give our child the life that we kind of pictured us having, even though we didn't really have that.
I've been in foster care my whole life.
He's so strong to just be able to leave that all behind and still be able to take care of his daughter and be a good husband.
Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone.
We've been through so much in our life, and he never used that as an excuse, but as motivation to do better.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the
Nope, I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope, I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Thank you, Champions Health Club, for joining us in this adventure as we start our inaugural season for the Michigan Shadow. We'll see you at your gym here soon. One of my absolute favorite, top cheese, stick wax, looks like cheese. This is my go-to scent. It's the original, fresh linen, unbelievable. I actually put it in my stall as well, so I walk up and hang out. Oh, our fancy lights are turning off. When I walk in, I know my stall is gonna be smelling unbelievable. I'm sitting on the bench or enjoying some penalty time in the box. This is what you want on your scent. Huge shout out to the Royal Oak Leprechauns. Thank you for having my captains and I out to throw the first pitch. Incredible experience for local Detroit areas. There goes our light fixture. Gotta pay the bills, looks like. Check out Royal Oak Leprechauns, local, amazing baseball, bunch of D1 athletes heading off to play pro ball. Just thank you, Royal Oak, for taking care of us that night. Thank you, Noble Mark Financial, for sponsoring our Michigan Shadow this year. We're excited to see you at our home opener November 1st. Thank you, Pool Guys, for sponsoring us this season over at the Michigan Shadow. For those out there watching, check them out. They'll take care of everything. Install, maintenance, making your backyard beautiful. Pool Guys, we'll see you soon. Smoky Joe's, everybody's favorite party store to get the party started. Check them out, 16841 14 Mile and Garfield. We will see you there. Big banners hanging on the side of the building. Can't miss it right across from the Fraser Fair. Huge shout out to Pegasus Awakening for hooking us up with their smelling salts. Oh. As you guys know, wow, we're crying now. We opened this container over 8 months ago. It's seen over 100 hockey games across multiple locker rooms. Unbelievable stuff. Check them out. Pegasus Awakening. My eyes are, you can't tell right now, my eyes are watering.
Go Live Sportscast.
Back here live at Big Boy Arena as we are about to start the second period with the Voyagers ahead 2-0. Here's some highlights from the first period. Chris Dumas with the first goal for the Voyagers, number 14. There's an opportunity right here, a shot on Van Nies. Van Hees made that save. Couple other highlights during this first period. This is where the first fight broke out. In that position that we can't get.
That bad corner.
Well, we had several fights. It seems like every game we do here, there's a fight right there. There was one that was across on the far side, but
there's that unfortunate hit right here after the missed shot.
Paulette, so Paulette, he's out. Update is that he's going to get some medical attention here. Hopefully he'll be back soon. Nothing serious there.
There's the mix-up with, I think it was Roel and...
That was the second fight that happened. Here's an opportunity that they had right there, that huge save right there by Van Heest, throwing that glove out there to make that big save.
Best chance that the Shadow have had right there with Rotundi. And here's the one where they just lost track of pitcher. Just let him go. And
nobody's moving for the Shadow, and they just say, you want to take a goal? Go ahead. Try to beat him up in the corner, and they
like
did.
The Shadow were looking for a penalty call or something. The arms were in the air in front of their goaltender. And here's that last hit that caught him up high.
Readjusted his jaw on that one.
Well, hopefully he's okay. McCumber, who went off there, was down for a bit.
Here's that late penalty against the Voyagers over on the far side boards. The trip right there on Giuliano.
I don't know if I saw that. Well, I didn't see the ref in the picture there, but I'm hoping that he called that.
He didn't call it. It was late in the period, so.
Because they don't have. There's a different penalty. That's Rotundi's penalty up there.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're going to put 2 minutes up there for that trip.
There it is.
There you go. We asked for it, and they heard us.
2 minutes against Dylan Smith for that late trip there. Still some time for Rotundi on that late hit. Minute 20 on his penalty, and that fresh 2 minutes on Dylan Smith.
Well, they'll get a 4-on-4 action, and then the Shadow will get a short 40-second power play at the end of it.
Barring nothing else happens here. Gibbons cleaning his end there with no net. It's the best way to do it. You don't have to worry about hitting the pipes when you're cleaning down there.
Got 2-0 Voyagers, so the Shadow again in a hole like they were the first game, and after that first game they came back and scored 4 in a row. So I'm hopeful that that's going to happen again. Get 4 straight here, and it'll be 4-2.
Some flashes there by the Shadow to get back in this game, but just couldn't capitalize on their opportunities. We'll see what the second period brings here.
You got your official score sheet going, Frank?
I've got my official score sheet here. Number 14 scored that first one. Chris Dundas scored the first one, and then Riley Pitcher scored the second goal for the Voyagers, and that's where we're at, 2-0.
Hey, we're on the same page. I got that official, so your official is now official.
Officially.
Officially?
Yeah.
Officially, yes. Official.
Feeling good here.
Should get a little more intense here this period, and then probably going into the third. You've got to expect that the emotions are going to be running high. And
here's a team that the Shadow handled pretty well this season until last game of the season, and then the first playoff game. So, they had 4. Right now, the series, including the playoffs, is 4 wins for the Shadow and 3 for the Voyagers. Face off there. A little sloppy play. Malinkowski gets this one back. Arnott feathers that one over. There's a hit on Baker. That was Minnie that took that hit. Pitcher on the far side. Boards for the Minnie went for pitcher and just didn't get a piece of him. Left his stick on the ice. They still battle. Here comes Minnie.
Got a 3-on-1 here.
Minnie tried to get that one over. A late trailer over on the far side. They come back the other way. Dundas feathered that one out front. Nobody there.
Both 3-on-1s failed.
We go the other way. Minnie again. Minnie tried to get that one out in front and got a
high stick, yeah.
No call there. Now we got a whistle. Yeah, there is a little delay on getting the arm up.
Dalton J caught one in the
caught the tip
face.
of the stick there.
Another great opportunity for the Shadow right here. They need to get one. Here's a look at it, I think.
High sticking against the Voyagers.
That 3-on-1 that didn't happen for the Voyagers, and right back down the ice came the Shadow, and over here on the right-hand bottom of your screen is where Dalton J got a high stick right here. Number 12 got him. Belvich.
So here we go, a little 4-on-3 action for a bit here until the first one is over.
There it is!
Scores! Beautiful setup there. Milam just teed that one up. No problem for Milam. It's a big boy goal there.
Not a lot of celebration. He went right back to the blue line. He says, let's drop the puck and let's get another.
Jamison Milam.
He said we got a game to play, so he went right back to his position.
Business.
Yeah. Not going to get overly excited yet.
So he's still going to go on a power play here in 6 seconds for at least a minute 35. Here's an opportunity. Gagnon locks him up. He loses control. This one's shot down to Gibbons. Gibbons will corral that one. Power play in effect. They lose control of that one. Voyagers will wing that one down. Quickly out by Gibbons. Gagnon now. Gagnon goes to the outside. Looking to feather that one in the middle. That one's deflected over the near side boards. Pinched out by the Voyagers. Rotundi over to Gagnon. Over to Jay. Jay loses control of that one. Kept in. Wrapped along the boards. Just inside the blue line. Another opportunity here. Arnott will throw that one out in front, looking for the redirection. Gagnon out in front of the net. 35 seconds left in the power play for the Shadow. Quickly outlet. Formica brings that one in. Still on the power play, cleared out by the Voyagers. 20 seconds left on the power play for the Shadow. Gibbons will hold that puck. Looking to set up here, one last rush. Giuliano. Up to Arnott. Arnott goes into the corner, tries to get that one out front. They do get it out front, but nobody's there but the Voyagers. Here's an opportunity for the Voyagers as a nice outlet pass. Belvich had an opportunity.
Nice stop. Nice stop as he threw it out in front to Chris Dundas as he went right down the middle, and Gibbons with a big save, and then Dundas took him out. Knocked the net off.
It's like one of those live traps.
That's a big save right there. He was wide open out in the slot. Nobody there to defend, and Gibbons came up huge.
16:50 left to go here in the second period. 2-1 Voyagers over the Shadow. Face-off taken by the Voyagers. They cross over in the Truxton.
They're going to call it tripping.
Delayed penalty against the Shadow here.
Osentowski just got a stick caught in his skates. It was nothing intentional, and
so the Polish Prince will have to go off here.
Chris Hawkins with a big smile as he went to the bench on that one as he drew that penalty, and he just tripped over his stick.
Osentowski will sit on the short bench here. 16:35 mark of the second period. Sounds like some metal drop somewhere. What was that all about? This one's cleared out. Here comes Rowell. Rowell, little one-on-one. He makes the move inside out.
Oh.
Trying to get a short-handed one there. Just couldn't get much on that. Here's a 2-on-1 for the Voyagers. Coming back the other way. Deflection that Gibbons grabs right out in front there. To Gibbons left.
Great opportunity for the Shadow. As you mentioned, shorthanded, but they sent 2 guys in along with them, and then they got caught on a 2-on-1 on the way back. Got to be careful on that if they're going to send 3 guys in the offensive zone when you're short a guy already.
Quick player changes by the Shadow. Minute 38 left to go here in the power play for the Voyagers. Just to the left of Gibbons. Face-off taken. Nice play there. Malachowski. Or is that? He loses control of that one.
Nice pass to himself right there.
Using the boards. Still have the puck. They're going to whisk this around the back of the boards over to Minnie. Minnie will just play it back. Back to Minnie again, and this one's poked forward to Jay. Jay will feather that one over to his good buddy, Paul Arnott. Arnott will dump that one in. 54 seconds left in the power play. Voyagers cross the blue line, trying to set things up. That one's poked away. Here's an opportunity for the Shadow. Voyagers do get back. Shot right there, no problem. Off to the far side boards. Coming the other way. Matt McCumber locks him up. They'll roll this puck around. McKinnage dumps this one into the corner. Still working it. Dylan Smith cleared out by the Shadow, trying to hit Dalton Jay just about 20 feet in front of him. Still working that clock down as it's milked down this penalty. 3 seconds left for the Voyagers, and both teams are at even strength, and the offsides by the Voyagers.
So far, so good for the Shadow here to start the second period. Milam got him within 1, and they killed off a penalty right there with not a whole lot of chances. They might have had one, maybe it got deflected. Not anything real, no quality chances.
Gagnon going to take the face-off here for the Shadow. Gags fight that and play that one back. For Micah over to Ryersey. Ryersey whisks that along the boards in the Voyagers' end. This one's cleared back. For Micah trying to get back. That one's on Gibbons. Gibbons had to jump on that one.
Showing some speed right there. Gamber.
Here it is on the
flying down
replay there. Gibbons says, I'm not going to take a chance. Face off down into the Shadow end. Belvich taking it for the Voyagers. Quick shot there, redirection just to the outside as Nana took that shot for the Voyagers. Coming back the other way, Milankowski. Quick shot there, oh, ring of metal. Brought out the metal detector there. Opportunity for the Shadow to tie that one up, as that was Rowell who brought out his metal detector. Now the Voyagers, quick off-angle shot on Gibbons. This one's played along the boards, looking for a redirection in front. Gibbons gets that big glove up. Big opportunity there as
I think he hit that crossbar, Rowell, right on that shift.
Theo Rowell had an opportunity, had him beat, but matter of inches there on the pipe. Double Z taking that face off. Ryersey gives chase to this one. Richardson takes up Ryersey. Voyagers again. Double Z takes his man into the corner. Minnie tried to keep that one in. Voyagers will grab that. Grover over to pitcher. Ryersey gives him a push into the boards.
pitcher took exception and slashed him on the way back.
This one's dumped back down into the Voyagers' end. Played behind the boards, behind the net. Again, they'll fish this one out. Good hit there on the far side boards by Arnott. Arnott gets this one over to Formica. Formica out in front. The big statue just couldn't get a stick on that one. Here comes Chris Hawkins. The Tasmanian Devil spinning there. Minnie trying to get a grip on that puck to clear it out. Right in our fighting area there. Here comes Arnott. Paul Arnott goes to the outside. Tries to get that to the front for Gagnon. There's an opportunity. He scores!
Formica picking up the trash.
Trash man.
There you go, big 74. Puck's just laying out there for him.
Left him a hostess ding-dong right there. There's that loose puck right there. Gagnon couldn't get a stick on it, and there's Formica.
I think he put it in twice. Arnott with the good work down low to put that out in front. Gags had a chance, and then Formica cleaned it up.
Once a garbage man, always a garbage man. We got a 2-2 game here, 12:09 mark. Suddenly the Shadow got a little bit of jump in their skate right now. This one behind Van Heest. There's another shot on net.
Shadow are buzzing now.
Played over behind the net. Looking for somebody on the point. Nobody there. This one's still over on the far side boards kept by the Shadow. Redirected there. Baker now. Baker will fly this one over to the other side. Fraser. Fraser gets that puck stripped away from him.
Look out up the middle.
Cherry pick and land. There it is. Just didn't have the puck with him. Needed that part.
I think he thought the hit was coming. He kind of looked up and then lost the puck.
McCumber again trying to come quick again there. Milam clears that one out to center ice. Here they come again, buzzing the Voyagers. Good defensive play there on Dylan Smith.
There it is.
Break one loose here. Oh, a save. They tried to go 5-hole on him.
Big save by Van Heest on Malinowski.
There's an opportunity there as Malinowski. There's another quick shot. Here's another chance. He scores! Oh, big loose rebound there.
Another one.
And the end action.
I think Malinowski got that garbage goal. The rebound.
Big rebound there. Big juicy one.
Right on his stick. He went 5-hole again. He tried it the first time. He did it a second time.
A lot of steak sauce on that one. Number 14 giving the Shadow the lead here at the 10:37 mark of the second period. 3 straight goals by the Shadow, and all of a sudden you've woke up a bear. Minnie tried to clear that one out. Here come the Voyagers. Still having a hard time getting this puck out. They do kept in, pinched in, but that's not pinched in as it played back.
Yeah, Shadow got lucky on a bounce right there because that should have been kept in.
Here comes Double Z. He'll crank one off. Shadow keep it in. Double Z behind the net, bringing his big body over there. Good pinching in there by the. Here we got some action. Paul Arnott, and looks like it was Arnott, and
I don't know if they're just getting or not. They might take both of them because they were.
Yeah, they were both jabbing at each other. Luke McCarthy and Paul Arnott were using their sticks as swords. So we'll have a little 4-on-4 here at the 9:55 mark of the second period. 3-2 Shadow.
They were just checking each other's sticks out. He slapped him back, and now they know what they're using.
Late change there by the Shadow. Gino Mini coming on for the Shadow. Play a little D. A little bit more ice here. This one's wrapped along the boards. Gino Mini tried to get that one. They didn't. The Voyagers keep it in. McKinich dumps this one to Gibbons. Gibbons couldn't clear this one out. Here come the Shadow the other way. This one's just dumped back down into the Voyagers' end as Rotundi did that one. Voyagers take a shot on Gibbons. Gibbons makes a save. Here we go, a little 2-on-2. Little inside-outside move, tried to take that puck, and it's cleared out by the Voyagers.
That was that guy making that move.
Milam now. Jamison Milam flings this over to Gags. Gagnon. Gagnon trying to get a stick on that one. Gagnon using that puck as a yo-yo. He tucks that one in on Van Heest. Van Heest doesn't move. He just locks in on that one to make the save.
Gagnon with a nice move, and Van Heest was right there to just cover it up with the big mitt.
Face off down in the Voyagers' end. 8:54 left to go here in the second period. 3 straight goals by the Shadow. 4-on-4 as we have less than a minute left in the offsetting penalties. Voyagers going to bring this puck up. Pitcher goes to the right. Trying to split a couple of defenders. Pitcher still has his puck, and he took a shot on Gibbons. Gibbons just went with Pitcher, and Pitcher trying to go the upper side of that goal while Gibbons was down. Ref just took blew a tire too.
Riley Pitcher just very smooth, the skater. He gets it from one end to the other. Just doesn't look super fast, but he is just smooth as all get out and takes it down there for an opportunity.
About 35 seconds left on this 4-on-4 action. Right at center ice, cleared back down into the Shadow end. Gibbons gets a stick on this. Mini tried to move that one forward. Voyagers bring it out.
There he goes again.
Pitcher. Dragged it, tried to the old toe drag there.
Milam wasn't having any of that.
Pitcher throws that one out front, nobody there. Both players back out on the ice, both teams at full strength here. Long shot on Van Heest, and Van Heest just gloves that one and holds on to it.
3/4 length of the ice, Milam right there, and put it right on the net. Why not? Why not test them? Things are going your way right now. You're getting some bounces. You're getting the things you need. You might as well throw it at the goaltender. And Shadow had 2 guys bearing down on him as well. So if he didn't catch that, we're getting another rebound.
7:44 left to go here in the second period. 3-2 Shadow. 3 straight goals by the Shadow to get back in this game. Milam for Micah and Malakowski.
Right you are. Official again.
So that's where we stand here at just over half this game gone.
I don't want to jinx what I said before the period, but you know what happened last game. I don't want to say what they need to do with this next goal. It's a big one, though.
Well, I have to say you got that right. Have you heard about the Muskegon muskrat? Muskegon, Michigan has a unique historical cultural connections to muskrats. Back in 2019, they had Muskrat Day. I'm just reading this.
They you are wealth of knowledge.
They wanted to replace that Phil the groundhog with Muskrat Frank.
Muskrat Frank. All right, I'm going to start calling you that, huh?
And they had a Muskrat Molly and Muskrat Frank as their mascots.
Wow.
And then I heard that he got whacked off in Muskegon Heights.
That poor Muskrat.
Voyagers bring this puck up.
Did the Muskrats see his shadow? That's what I want to know.
Dylan Smith wipes out with that puck. Cleared out of the zone. Double Z.
It's a high stick. Or it was offsides. I don't know. Take your pick.
Refs are discussing where should we have the face-off. I like that circle over there.
Yeah, the one guy saying inside the zone. Now
well,
he
just
changed
give me
his
a
mind.
circle. I don't care.
He changed his mind. Now this one looks good. It's red.
Yeah. The guy with the glasses on. Why is it always the ref with the glasses?
He's back.
Double Z takes that face off. Dump behind Gibbons, wrapped along the boards. Cleared out. Voyagers give chase to this one. Truxton peels back, throws that one out quickly to Smith. Dump back into the shadow end. Baker just fishes that one along the boards.
That's got to be interference right there. Come on. Yeah, they called it. Absolutely.
Delayed call there. A big hit on Baker over on the far side boards. You'll see this play develop all the way at the other end of the ice, and we'll just wait till this comes down here at this end.
I think it was Joe DeFay with when it tried to clear it out right here. He's not trying to play the puck at all. He just went ahead and leveled them.
Right there along the boards. You saw it in momentarily there. Anyways, they'll go on a power play here for 2 minutes. Joe DeFay, they call him JD, takes 2 minutes. This one's played back to Milam. Milam will skate around with that puck a little bit again. Milam over to from Micah. There's an opportunity right out in front. Oh, big save there by Van Hees.
What a stop on Fraser. Bang, bang play. Great passing. He stoned him.
Coming again, across the blue line. Taking it in, Rotundi. Rotundi will go around the world a couple times.
Using that big body and that long stick.
Fish this one over to Fraser. That one out in front, redirection over the net. Minute 15 left in the power play. Rotundi takes that shot just to the outside of Van Heest. Rotundi again will move this puck forward. Gags will slow things down. Fraser takes that shot. Fraser. Again, this one's cleared out of the Voyagers' end. Milam takes a quick shot. Here come the Voyagers, little one-on-one action.
Good play, Minnie.
Gino Minnie just getting back there. Good play by him defensively to move that puck. And broken up again by the Voyagers. Here's another opportunity by them. Richardson.
Minnie again getting in the way. And a big hit.
Big hit there. Little stick work after.
Yeah, I think they might. I don't know if they're going to call that or not. McCarthy used his stick a little bit after, probably because his helmet came off, but.
Big hit on the far side boards. They're picking up some garbage.
Yeah, he got a mini, two great defensive plays. Then he lays the body along the boards on McCarthy there. McCarthy slashed him, but no call.
No call. I guess it was the helmet loose.
Yep. That old time hockey's not working. Helmets, we don't need helmets.
This one's played forward to Ryerson. He gets a stick on it momentarily. Cleared back. This one's dumped back into the Voyagers' end. 3 seconds left in the power play. Trying to get a shot on net while they have the advantage. Oh, opportunity right in front of the net. Both teams back at full strength. as Ryerson takes a shot. Here's another shot right out in front of the net. Nobody there to pick up the garbage, though.
Great pressure by the Shadow. That was a great power play. Although they didn't score, it's a great shot here by Ryerson. A big
Captain
blocker
James.
save. Blocker save, and then another one. You have to cover this one up.
Just need to put that puck on net. Nobody in front there for the Shadow to bang that one home. Both teams at full strength. 4:39 left to go here in the second period. Quick wrister from inside the blue line by Bakes on Van Heest, and Van Heest will gobble that one up in his lap.
Seen his share of shots this period for sure.
Face off down in the far corner of the Voyagers' end. There's a quick wrister blocked by the Voyagers. Baker goes back to get it. He'll feather that back down the Voyagers' end. Icing is waved off. Voyagers coming the other way. Grover still has that puck. Grover will just throw it along the backboards, trying to move it forward. They do clear it out.
Schmidt with some good work along the boards.
Tim Schmidt hasn't seen much action today. Finally getting out there in the action. Voyagers grab this puck and feather that one up to Hawkins. Tasmanian Devil throws that one out in front of the net. He gets checked into the boards a couple of times. Kept in by the Voyagers. They tee that one up. What a save there by Gibbons. They still have the puck. Opportunity there. Open net on the side.
Two Voyagers down in front of the net.
Voyagers falling like bowling pins over there. They keep the pressure on, keep the puck inside the blue line. They keep rotating it. Right now the Shadow look like they're standing around. There's a shot that's blocked and cleared out. Try to get that to Dalton J. and
nice
just couldn't.
play.
Coming back again are the Voyagers. Quick shot there, loose rebound. Oh, it hit the top, the side crossbar, the sidebar.
Goalie's best friend.
That looked like it moved in slow motion.
Voyagers still buzzing.
Voyagers here with 2:40 left to go in the second period. They keep it inside the blue line. Nothing on that one.
Go.
Here's an outlet pass that all the way down, and Van Heest is going to have to get out there. Opportunity there as
got a wide open net.
Just couldn't get that one. Mini now. Both teams going full steam ahead here.
That was all Voyagers for about 2 minutes there in the zone. Shadow couldn't get it out of there. Some great chances, but Gibbons and the defense are up to the task.
They hit the side post there, the goal post, and guess that makes it even here, 1-1 in the post score. Over on the far side boards taken by the Voyagers. McCumber. He tried dumping it and broken up by the Shadow. This one up to Formica. Formica can't find the handle on it. Whip it over on the far side boards. Little push there. Here come the Voyagers the other way. 2-on-2 off angle shot on Gibbons.
There's that corner.
Here we go. Corner's got fight written all over it. Saturday night's all right for a fight.
Ryerson forced him wide on that play.
Ryerson looking to drop the gloves.
Yeah, he took him wide, which is what you're supposed to do. He still got a nice shot off Gibbons with the save, and then they just kind of got tangled up behind the net there, and nothing major.
Double Z will take the face off for the Shadow. Stripped away, quick shot on Gibbons as the Voyagers did Little Houdini move there. They keep the puck in. Dylan Smith. There's a shot on Gibbons just to the outside. They keep working hard. Gamber kept in inside the blue line from the point. This one's still kept in by the Voyagers. Just shot on net. That one's thrown out in front. Nobody there to pick up the garbage. Coming the other way. 3-on-2 with a minute. That one's behind the net. As Van Hees was looking for that puck.
I was looking for it. I saw it hit the net. I thought it was in the back.
There's an opportunity right out in front. Oh, they tried throwing it out in front. Nobody there. Opportunity there for the Voyagers as he tripped over the blue line. Looked like that was Ryan Gamber. He's falling all over the ice right now.
Those blue lines sneak up on you sometimes.
Another opportunity as they cross the blue line. There. Gibbons makes a save and kicks that one off. Chase for this one. Opportunity almost stolen by Gags. Good hustle by Gagnon to catch up to that one. 10 seconds left in the period. Thrown across the ice out in front. Baker. Baker will swish this along the boards. Kept in, and that will end the second period with a better period for the Shadow as they score 3 goals after being down 2-0.
They sure answered the call coming out in that second period, and they took it to the Voyagers, except for those last, 3 minutes or so. It was all Voyagers inside the Shadow zone. I don't know if they got a little complacent and relaxed a little bit, but they got to tighten that up.
So we'll go over the scoring for the second period. All goals for the Shadow. Jamison Milam scoring the first one to get the Shadow on the board. Luke Formica getting the second goal to tie this game up. And our boy Grant Malinowski getting that third goal for the Shadow to take the lead. We'll take a break here on Go Live Sportscast. Be back for the third period in a few minutes.
Hey guys, I want to thank B&R Sports here in the Troy area for taking care of our Michigan Shadow. Thank you guys for hooking us up top to bottom. We'll see you guys at our home opener. Huge shout out to Bauer Hockey, taking care of our guys. Helmet, visors, gloves, pants, sticks, you name it, they got it. Check them out, BauerHockey.com. Thank you, Big Boy Arena, for letting us call this amazing facility home. Rock on, Fraser. I want to thank Global Synthetic for taking care of our Michigan Shadow this year, from the synthetic towels you've sent us for the guys to be training on to all the other things you do in the community. Thank you from the Michigan Shadow. Huge shout out to Howie's Hockey Tape. One of these days I'll be good enough to get paid to play and they'll supply the tape. Until then, check out howieshockeytape.com for all your saucing needs. Thank you, Jog Athletics, for taking care of our Michigan Shadow. These threads are unbelievable. We'll see you guys this season on the ice. Huge shout out to Lakewind Photography for taking their time out of their day to take care of our program, all the local community stuff we've been doing, dealing with me full time, which I know is a full-time job by itself. Lakewind, huge shout out. Can't wait to see you guys shooting all of our games this year. Huge shout out to Rink Rat Body Wash for taking care of our Michigan Shadow in the locker room after the games. Smells unbelievable. It gets our guys clean. Check them out at Rink Rat.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter which you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes.
Make a plan today.
911, where's your emergency? Everyone's on their way. What happened? Your friend's not breathing. Yes, please get my mom and dad. Oh my God!
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter Brooklyn was also a motivation for me to go back to school.
It's been so amazing to be able to give our child the life that we kind of pictured us having, even though we didn't really have that.
I've been in foster care my whole life.
He's so strong to just be able to like leave that all behind and still be able to take care of his daughter and be a good husband.
Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone.
We've been through so much in our life, and he never used that as an excuse, but as motivation to do better.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the pineapple.
Nope. I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope. I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Thank you, Champions Health Club, for joining us in this adventure as we start our inaugural season for the Michigan Shadow. We'll see you at your gym here soon. One of my absolute favorite, top cheese, stick wax, looks like cheese. This is my go-to scent. It's the original, fresh linen, unbelievable. I actually put it in my stall as well, so I walk up and hang out. Oh, our fancy lights are turning off. When I walk in, I know my stall is gonna be smelling unbelievable. I'm sitting on the bench or enjoying some penalty time in the box. This is what you want on your scent. Huge shout out to the Royal Oak Leprechauns. Thank you for having my captains and I out to throw the first pitch. Incredible experience for local Detroit areas. There goes our light fixture. Gotta pay the bills, looks like. Check out Royal Oak Leprechauns, local, amazing baseball, bunch of D1 athletes heading off to play pro ball. Just thank you, Royal Oak, for taking care of us that night. Thank you, Noble Mark Financial, for sponsoring our Michigan Shadow this year. We're excited to see you at our home opener November 1st. Thank you, Pool Guys, for sponsoring us this season over at the Michigan Shadow. For those out there watching, check them out. They'll take care of everything. Install, maintenance, making your backyard beautiful. Pool Guys, we'll see you soon. Smoky Joe's, everybody's favorite party store to get the party started. Check them out, 16841 14 Mile and Garfield. We will see you there. Big banners hanging on the side of the building. Can't miss it right across from the Fraser Fair. Huge shout out to Pegasus Awakening for hooking us up with their smelling salts. Oh. As you guys know, wow, we're crying now. We opened this container over 8 months ago. It's seen over 100 hockey games across multiple locker rooms. Unbelievable stuff. Check them out. Pegasus Awakening. My eyes, you can't tell right now, my eyes are watering.
Go Live Sportscast.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, I'm Frank Mazzella along with Gary Preswara. Gary, another tight game here going into the final 20 minutes, the third period. Do or die situation here for the Shadow.
Yeah, totally different period there for the Shadow as they came out and they took it to them for, I would say, 17 of the 20 minutes of that period. It was all Shadow, and they got those 3 goals and couple lucky ones that bounced right to them. But you know what? They buried them, did what they had to do, and then they got a little sloppy at the end. So they gotta stick with that plan of being aggressive but not too aggressive. The defense needs to come first. You got to go 1-goal lead. You don't need more goals, but you got to be smart defensively.
So Paulette went off in the first period. He's out of this game, so they're short one player of the Shadow here going into the third period. Going to have to play a smart third period with a 1-goal lead here. Big second period for the Shadow. Here they come out of the dressing room right now, locker room. If there's going to be a tomorrow, there's got to be a good today, the final end of these 20 minutes in the third period.
Yeah, they need to put it all out there right now, these 20 minutes, and nothing less than a victory right here. They got to do it.
The Voyagers had like an off regular season, not comparing to other years, but I think they were just sandbagging it. I think they just shown their true colors here in the playoffs.
Yeah, maybe.
Of course, playoff hockey is different than regular season.
Sometimes you get maybe a little bored after you win all the time or you win a championship. You're just starting to feel things out, try different things out on the ice, try different guys on the ice, just figuring, well, you know what, we'll make the playoffs and then we'll take it from there. And then you step up your game right here. This is where it's at, the playoffs.
So here we go, about ready to start the third period. Switch ends again. Gibbons going to have to come up big here in the third period. He's going to have to carry his team. He can't let any 5-hole or soft goals here.
He didn't see a ton of shots. He saw a handful, but he didn't see a ton. But there were some quality chances. He made some big pad saves, a couple blocker saves, and the chances that the Voyagers did have, he was up to the task. Getting ready here at center ice and trying to get everybody. I think they're waiting on the goaltender down there. Van Heest. The Shadow have also done a good job, Frank, staying out of the penalty box that period. The last game they took 6-7 penalties. I think it was 7 penalties last game, and then the first period they were in the box too many times. So much better job there, not getting anything extra.
Gagnon going to take the face-off for the Shadow. Taylor took it for the Voyagers. Voyagers throw that one in. Pitcher. Here on the near side boards, try to get cleared out by the Shadow. The Shadow do get it cleared out. Giving chase, Dalton J. Pitcher carries this one. A quick shot on Gibbons. Gibbons had to flinch like a cat to throw that one up into the netting.
Riley Pitcher again using that smooth skating ability to get in there and take a nice shot. All it takes is one shot and one bounce.
This one's cleared but not out. Now it's out. Little back pass there. Check into the glass as Pitcher now has that puck for the Voyagers. Feathered up, dumped forward, back in right on Gibbons. Gibbons will just smother that one. Not take a chance of throwing that one out.
No, he had...
they call Gibbons Big Daddy Cat.
McCarthy bearing down on him, and even though the defenseman was there, no sense taking a chance.
Face off in the far circle of the Shadow end. Belvich took that face off for the Voyagers. This one's cleared up. Rowell gives chase and icing against the Shadow. Slow start here to the third period. 19:07 left to go. We'll do it again in the other circle. We'll come back to this circle.
Third face-off down here already. Not even a minute in.
Belvich taking the face-off for the Voyagers. This one's kept in by the Voyagers. Dundas will put that one on net. This one's thrown out in front of the net. Broken up by Baker. Voyagers trying to hold down the shell. Giuliano had a shot there just to the outside of Van Hees.
Oh, big hit.
Big hit there right in the slot. Here's a race for the puck there. Just couldn't get that one. Opportunity right. Oh, shot right on net. Save there by Van Hees. Point blank.
Malinowski, you couldn't get a better chance than that.
Malinowski has the puck right now. Feeds it up to Osentowski. Osentowski can't get that one out. Owen brings that one. Drake Owen trying to dipsy doodle with that puck.
Nice play defensively to knock him off his skates. No harm done.
Malinowski had an opportunity there. Make it a 2-goal lead, but big save there by Van Heest. Face off far circle, the shadow end. Kept in there, pinched in by Drake Owen and wraps that around the boards. Still kept in by Richardson. Shadow trying to get this one out of their end. They do. They feather that one all the way up. Here's an opportunity right here. Fanned on that one by Gagnon. Gagnon tried to get that shot off. Kept in. Good play there by Minnie. Minnie pinched in the blue line. This one's wrapped along the boards. Cleared back to Dalton Jay. Jay over to Baker. Baker back to Jay. Gagnon. Gagnon just gets this one over the blue line. Opportunity. Oh, right across the crease. Nobody there. No garbage guys. Nothing. Voyagers coming back the other way. That was Grover. Giuliano now. Giuliano at center ice. Crosses the blue line. Feathers that one over. Didn't get got broken up. That one was intended for Milam. Minnie. Minnie twirls around and brings that one back. Giuliano crosses the blue line. Giuliano, quick shot. That one's played off into the boards. This one's played back. Baker can't find the handle on that one. Chris Hawkins throws that one out. Oh, Gibbons!
What a stop there.
Baker just let that puck go past him, and Hawkins went chasing for it. Baker just locked him up and says he fished that one out front. Big shot right on Gibbons as Dundas.
I don't know if Baker thought it was an icing or he didn't see Hawkins come flying in, but Hawkins is all over the place. You gotta be aware where he's at. He may be smaller side, but he's tenacious.
He may be small, but he carries a big stick. Here comes Giuliano.
He's tenacious out there.
That one out in front. Here's Rowell made a point-blank shot here. This one's worked around. Shadow right out in front. Well, there's a shot by Rowell.
2 chances Rowell had.
Couple of big opportunities there. Rowell right out in front of the net. We'll see at least one here.
There's the late man coming again right down the slot. Here he comes, Rowell.
Right there.
And the defenseman made a sliding save.
16-12 left to go here in the third period. Malinkowski takes a shot right on Van Heest.
Malinowski's has a really good game so far. Multiple chances, grade A chances.
We'll do it again right there. Malinkowski gets that one. He loses control of it. Voyagers coming back the other way. Gamber tried to redirect that in front of Gibbons. Got a whistle there.
Not sure what they're calling here. I don't know if it went up into the netting and came back down, but net's not off.
Referees are going to switch circles here.
Going to go over to the right-hand side of Gibbons.
15:56 left to go here in the third. 3-2 Shadow over the Voyagers. Game 2 of best of 3. Try to get that one out. Nothing on that one. It's like Ryerson just took a puck
right off the skate. That hurts. It'll be numb for a while.
This one's cleared out. Gathered up by the Voyagers again. For Micah pinching in. Voyagers coming the other way. Smith. Offsides there.
Well, they got a break there. They were coming in 4-on-2 and just offsides. It's a break for the Shadow.
15:21 left to go. 3-2 Shadow over the Voyagers. Game 2. Must win for the Shadow. Face off right in front of the Shadow bench. Gagnon can't find the handle. Taken by Richardson. Richardson shot that one down. Kept in by the Voyagers' Nana. Nana will wrap that one along the backboards. McCumber. All the way just inside the blue line. Pitcher taking that one. Right on Gibbons. Gibbons been solid here after that 2 goals let in the first period.
That was the conversation the Voyagers had. Riley Pitcher talking, hey, we just got to put pucks on the net at this point.
Back inside the blue line, Pitcher. Pitcher has the puck again. They'll just throw that one on net. One hopper to Gibbons. Gibbons will just glove that one and throw it back to the ref. Let's do it again in that circle.
Been over here a few times this period.
Gibbons
already,
says, that all you got?
Riley Pitcher's making a living at that left point there.
Owen took the face off for the Voyagers. This one's played back. Richardson. He'll feather it up the boards. Taken and cleared out by the Shadow. Onside as Pitcher takes that one. Good pressure by the Voyagers here. Looking to throw that one out in front. Pitcher again. Throws it across the crease there. Nobody there for the Voyagers. Quick race for this one. Giuliano gives chase. Giuliano chasing down Richardson. Played back to Minnie. Dumped back into the Voyagers end. Dangerous pass there. Nobody there for the Shadow. Played back. Arnott. Over to Osentowski. Osentowski tried to get that one. Here comes Gags. Rowell over to Arnott. Played back.
Shadow got to be careful there. They only had one guy back on D.
Osentowski locks him up. Gets this one out front. Nobody there. Fraser tried to get a stick on that one. Osentowski off of his skates. Voyagers will gather that puck up. Played over to Minnie. Minnie will play it back to Baker. Baker back to Minnie. He'll crank one off. That one off into the corner. Taken by the Voyagers. Grover will take a weird off angle shot. Check right out in front. There's an opportunity there, blocked by Gibbons. Played out up at center ice, taken back by the Voyagers. Truxton tried to get that one out for the Voyagers. Here's an opportunity right here. Kept in by the Shadow. Trying to get that one to redirect and taken by the Voyagers. Joyce gets this one up quickly. Joyce again, Jeremy Joyce.
Oh, good stop.
Oh, Gibbons made the save. There's another quick shot. Oh, Gibbons.
Looking very confident in between the pipes.
Gibbons looking stellar.
He saw that one. First save right there, and then the rebound.
The glove has been
right
coming
back
up
to
big
him.
good.
And he just snapped that glove and stopped him. He's feeling confident.
When Gibbons is on, he's on.
Well, he's got 12 minutes to stay on. How's that?
Yeah. I think he's found some mojo, hopefully. There's a loose puck out in front. Garbage right there. Need to get that puck out. Still have the puck. Looking for the wraparound. They score. Jeremy Joyce.
There it is. You're right. You called it the garbage. And that's what it was.
The wraparound. He comes around looking for a deflection. And there it was.
That's a bad break for the Shadow right there.
So that will tie things up right at the 12-minute mark here of the third period, 3-3.
Well, they got to get right back at it here. Stay disciplined.
Got a whistle right here. We'll redo a face-off right in front of the Voyagers bench. It only took 9 seconds off the first face-off. Oh, big hit there. Arnett laying out his guy.
Roel gets dumped in front of the net. And he says, you know what, enough of that.
Pushing and shoving right to the outside of Van Heest.
Yeah, Roel just going to the net after the shot. He got tripped up and took exception to it. And looks like the Voyagers are heading to the box.
Looks like that'll be Belvich getting the penalty.
Big hit right in front of us, in front of the bench. Are not.
A little bit of discussion there. Belvich goes to the penalty box here, and that will be the only penalty against the Voyagers.
I think he tripped him, or I don't know. It looked like a tripper. I don't know if it was a slew foot, what, but
day tripper.
He's definitely going to go sit for a couple minutes, and
2-minute power play here coming up.
Hopefully less than 2 minutes, huh?
For the Shadow, right at the 11:40 mark of the third period, all tied up 3-3.
Opportunity here. The Shadow can get this lead back. Just be patient, work the puck around, and look for Milam on that point, Frank. You know he's got a cannon for a shot. If they can get it to him.
This one's kept in. This one's cleared out. Milam gives chase to this one. Milam will dump and chase here. Big hit there before the puck even got there.
Gonna wave it off because he's down there. Gibbons got to be careful.
Played along the boards. They break the blue line, kept in. Gagnon. Quick shot there. Nobody out in front to redirect it or give some traffic as we'll do it again right in the far circle to the left of Van Heest. 11:06 left to go in the third period. Minute 27 left in the power play. Weak pass over by Mini. They're going to have to retreat to get set up here on the power play. Right now the Voyagers, here's a play right here. Quick shot there broken up as Jay tried to take that shot. Chris Hawkins gets hit. Cleared back down to the Voyagers' end. Nobody down there but the Voyagers. McKinnage. McKinnage will eat some clock there and trigger that one off all the way down behind Gibbons. Shadow looking to make a run here. Still time on the power play. Here we go. Got a fight now. It's Ryerson. I knew James was going to get in a fight.
Well behind the play. Ryerson took the puck to the net and a little shot off, and I think they're both going to go.
Really wasn't much of a fight. It was more of a dance.
Maybe they'll just get 2 minutes for roughing, hopefully, just to calm down a little bit. Shadow had a chance right there, too, because they had the puck right inside the blue line. The defense had the puck with a golden opportunity, and, of course, the whistle blew as soon as the two guys dropped their gloves.
So that happened at the 10:07 mark here of the third period. 3-3. They'll both sit in the short box there, short bench.
28 seconds here on this power play still, and there's going to be offsetting penalties. Looks like a 5-on-4 still.
This one's played outside, inside blue line. Opportunity right there. Oh, save! Kick to the outside. Van Nies got a piece of that. Van Nies got a piece of it. Cleared out now by the Voyagers as Malinowski will get that over to Arnott. Malinowski now. Leaves it for the trailer, Giuliano. Giuliano tried to get a shot off. There's a shot out in front of the net. Rowell takes a hack at it.
There's some garbage again.
Bodies piling up right in front of the net.
Arnott with a chance and a good glove save, or maybe it was blocked by a pitcher. I'm not sure. And the puck landed straight down.
Nobody could find that puck.
Just the play before that, Frank, at the blue line. Andrew Taylor with a diving play to glove the puck out of the zone, and the bench erupted for the Voyagers. They're appreciating that effort right there. So they're taking a look at the goaltender here, getting his mask on correctly. Terry Sawchek didn't used to wear a mask, did he?
That was his natural face. Was his mask. 9:31 left to go here in the third period. 3-3 tie.
Mask, who needs them?
Both teams get a little breather here. Gagnon taking the face off for the Shadow. This one's played around the back of the net. Fanned on by Pitcher. Pitcher gets it back and throws it behind the net. Gibbons will corral that one up for Arnott. This one hits a skate and goes all the way down, being icing against the Shadow right at the 9:10 mark.
Haven't had a face-off down in this zone in a while, huh? Favorite spot.
Both teams making last-minute changes. Gagnon again with the face-off. McCumber. Here come the Shadow over to Fraser. Fraser
just missed the
Fraser
far side.
Had an opportunity there. Opportunity for the Voyagers. They give chase to keep that puck down into the shadow end. Opportunity right there in the slot. Saved there by Gibbons. Gibbons clears that one away. Coming back the other way. This one's left inside the blue line. Thrown on net. Blocked away by the Voyagers again. Rotundi will tee this one up. Picked up down there by Nana. Nana will fish this one out quickly. Up to Grover. Grover behind the net. Kept in by the Voyagers. Dundas. Little dribbler right to Gibbons.
Good help on the defensive end by Rotundi, but he took the body and took the Voyager player out of an opportunity there, but then they were missing a guy, so the puck jumped right back out to the circle, and the Voyagers are there to grab it.
Little break in the action here, right at the 7:54 mark of the third period. Looking for a big finish here.
Yeah, 8 minutes to go. Again, the Shadow keep doing what they're doing. They got to be patient. Don't take any unnecessary chances because you don't want to give away an odd man rush or anything like that at this point. Just wait for your chances. Keep firing pucks at the net. Just need one.
Reviewing today's game, the Voyagers came out in the first period, scored the first 2 goals. The Shadow scored 3 goals to take the lead in the second period, 3-2, and the last goal was scored by the Voyagers to tie this one back up here in the third period. That's where we stand at the 7:54 mark of the third period, 3-3.
Couldn't ask for a better game. Another close game here, back and forth.
You're watching MIHL hockey right here on Go Live Sportscast. Face off just to the left of Gibbons. Grover taking the face off for the Voyagers. Kept in to the point. Richardson. Far side boards. Pitcher tried to get a stick on that one. This one's cleared all the way down. Van Heest will just hold on to that one. Shadow send a couple players in. Voyagers moving it up on the far side boards. This one's dumped down behind Gibbons. No icing there.
I'm surprised on that one. That looked like a clear ice.
Gibbons was calling for it, but it didn't happen. Race for this puck as Voyagers catch up to that one. Cleared out of their zone right at center ice. Milam gets his stick on that one. Malinowski will dump and go back to the bench. Voyagers, quick change for the Shadow. Right at center ice.
That puck went up into the bench. Keep it right out, probably right outside, I would think, in front of the Shadow bench.
Should be right, yep, right in front of the Shadow bench. The referee's explaining right now. This one's played and dumped down into the Shadow end. Pinched in is Smith. Smith takes a quick shot on Gibbons. Gibbons had to be alert on that one. He gobbles that with that glove.
There's a purpose to that right there. The Voyager winger right on that faceoff just dumped it along those left boards looking for the ricochet to come right to their left side winger, and sure enough it was right on the stick.
Here's an opportunity for the Shadow. 2-on-2. But Z throws that one on net. Cleared out by the Voyagers. Schmidt gives chase to it. Schmidt is checked into the boards. This one's out in front. Still trying to get a handle on that one. They'll play this one just inside the blue line. Free puck out there. Pushed off the puck. Couple of opportunities there by the Voyagers as a loose puck. Here we go, right on net. Oh, what a save there.
And Heast with the save of the day.
Opportunity for the Shadow. 1-on-1.
There's a look at it, Noah. What a play, what a save.
Dalton Jay had that opportunity there. Just couldn't get enough honey sauce on that one. Voyagers now. Here's another chance for him, blocked out in front. Coming back the other way, the Voyagers. Gamber. He'll peel back. They'll keep cycling that puck. Cleared out by the Shadow. 2-on-2 developing here. Dumped in. Ryerson just dumped that one in on Van Heest, and we'll have a face-off just to the left of Van Heest.
Ryerson knew what he was doing there. Put it on the goaltender. We'll take the face-off right down in their zone.
Dalton Jay coming up back out there. Malinowski taking that face off. Both teams battling just to the left of Van Heest. Voyagers cross the blue line. Quick shot there just to the outside of Gibbons. Pitcher pinches in on that one. Still kept in. Taylor. Shadow trying to get that puck, catch up to it as the Voyagers keep the pressure on and cycling that puck. Finally they do. Little 2-on-2. Nobody can get a grip on that one.
Oh, no.
Coming back the other way. Just caught up there. They had a 2-on-none, and finally they did catch up to it to make it a 2-on-2 as the Voyagers had another opportunity there.
The Shadow went for a defensive change right there. The worst possible time.
This one's played back. Quick wrister blocked out in front behind Gibbons. Wrapped along the back of the boards. Quick shot there by Joe DeFay, broken up. Over on the far side boards, played back. Shadow looking to play that one up forward. DeFay comes in to break that one up. DeFay will shoot that on Gibbons. Ryerson, or Baker, check that. That one's up to Ryerson. He gives chase. Cleared out by the Voyagers, back down in the Shadow end. No icing here. Big head of steam here as Rotundi. Rotundi had an opportunity. He scores!
Yes! Giuliano!
Giuliano! Double J!
The meatball! It was laying there waiting for it. Here it is right here.
There's the original shot. There's the open net.
Rotundi, I think, was the one who took that puck in the zone all the way from end to end. And the veteran, Giuliano, was there. Slap it home.
His mustache scored the goal. Jonathan Giuliano.
Now they got to really tighten it up now, the Shadow.
3 minutes, just over 3 minutes. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to go here. Got to play smart hockey if they want to hold on to this 1-goal lead.
Yeah, they need to just send one guy in to forecheck at this point. Everyone else stay back.
Rowell now. Rowell will dance with that puck, gives chase to it. Good hustle by Rowell to keep the pressure on down there. Giuliano takes a whack at it. Voyagers going to bring this puck up slowly. 2:45 left in this game as it is. Milam will wish this along the boards. Kept in by the Voyagers. Backhanded, blocked again by the Shadow. Standing around, puck loose out in front.
Letting them walk in all alone.
This one's played back. Giuliano putting a little bit of pressure on him. Pitcher will have to peel back. Pitcher all the way on the left wing. He cuts into the outside. Still has the puck. They work around the outside of the boards.
Got to slow him down.
This one over on the far side boards. Smith gets his stick on that one. Open lane right there. Shot. Headhunt and season in. Over Gibbons. Gibbons is on his knees. Minute 50 left here. Cleared out of the zone.
Empty net. It'll be icing because they pulled the goaltender, but just wide.
Pressure time now. Minute 46 left. Timeout called by the Shadow.
It's okay. Minute 46. The face-off's in your own zone. Take that timeout, rest your guys, and get them ready to clear this puck. Try to capitalize on that empty net. That Riley pitcher again, that's the shift right there. He just so quick.
Refs right now discussing, so the face-off. Not sure what that debate was about, but they're still talking to the referees.
Yeah, and I mean, they called icing because it went wide of the net. They had the goalie pulled, but
Gibbons will put the helmet back on. We'll have a face-off just to his left. Belvich taking it for the Voyagers. Gagnon taking it for the Shadow.
Milam and pitcher exchanging pleasantries on the face-off.
Big hit right in front. Baker.
Oh, it's Baker and pitcher, yeah.
Baker and pitcher fighting out in front here. This one's wrapped behind the boards, taken out by Baker. Baker just throws his man down. Big pile up in the corner. The puck is underneath it. Gonna need to keep that guy out in front. That one's just to the outside of Gibbons. This one's kept in again by the Voyagers. Minute 16 left here. Clock seems like it's not even rolling. Kept in again by the Voyagers. Net is off its moorings. Finally, referee with his glasses on notices it.
Gibbons did a nice job right there, sliding back and forth, kept bumping post to post. It finally jarred it loose. It's all right.
We've seen that a few times this year.
Hey, just
on
watching
both
him,
ends.
right? Just watching him. He was
By
going
all
back
different
and forth.
goalies.
These goalies are smart. Most goalies are a little different, but he's smart.
Minute 7 seconds left here in the third period. 4-3 Shadow over the Voyagers. Now we'll take another timeout. Not sure.
I think the Voyagers called the timeout here to ref giving some instruction to Gibbons, like, hey, I know what you did there.
So we're down to a minute 7 seconds left here in the third period. Not a place if you're a nervous person during a hockey game.
I'm nervous.
4-3. Must win for the Shadow to have that game tomorrow.
Refs over there with a confab talking if they're going to go to Big Boy afterwards, right in the parking lot, or where they're going for dinner.
I think they're going to get some Mexican maybe.
Saturday night, Mexican.
So that's where we're at, 4-3. Voyagers had a 2-0 lead. It looked like the game was going to go south, and 3 goals by the Shadow in the second period. Voyagers came back and tied it up in the third, and then this late goal by the Shadow to take that 1-goal lead. Still a lot of time left in this game, 1 minute 7 seconds.
I think I remember you said like 1:37, 3 minutes ago.
Right.
It's only 30 seconds gone off.
Empty net
Crazy.
on the Voyagers end. They got 6 skaters out there right now trying to tie this game up. Fans starting to get into it here at Big Boy Arena. Nice play there. Couldn't get it out of the zone. There's a shot and the score.
A deflection right out in front. A harmless shot from the point, and it got deflected. I don't know whose stick it hit. I think number 7 there. Jordan Truxton. He deflected it right down, and Gibbons didn't have a chance.
So there you have it. They've got a tie game. Goalie goes back in the net. 4-4. Redirected that. Looked like it was going to get cleared off that face-off, but the Voyager player made an inside move there to take that shot. Voyagers now have the puck. Down in their end, they're going to wrap that along the boards. The referee gets tangled up.
Some luck there because he was in alone. Don't know how that happened.
Here they come again. This is McCarthy. Luke McCarthy was checked by the referee on the earlier play. This one shot to the outside of Gibbons. 23 seconds left. One last run broken up by the Voyagers. Thrown along the glass. Backhanded out. Shot on Gibbons just to the outside. He steers that one off into the corner. 5 seconds left. Rowell takes a hack at that one. Well, here we go.
Thought we were going to have an early night, Frank.
That late goal had tied it up for the Voyagers. And that's where we stand as
both teams head to their locker rooms and take a little break here.
So we'll go into overtime here. At the end of 3 periods, 4-4. We'll take a break here on Go Live Sportscast. Be back for the overtime.
Hey guys, I want to thank B&R Sports here in the Detroit area for taking care of our Michigan Shadow. Thank you guys for hooking us up top to bottom. We'll see you guys at our home opener. Huge shout out to Bauer Hockey, taking care of our guys. Helmet, visors, gloves, pants, sticks, you name it, they got it. Check them out, BauerHockey.com. Thank you, Big Boy Arena, for letting us call this amazing facility home. Rock on, Fraser. I want to thank Global Synthetic for taking care of our Michigan Shadow this year, from the synthetic towels you've sent us for the guys to be training on to all the other things you do in the community. Thank you from the Michigan Shadow. Huge shout out to Howie's Hockey Tape. One of these days I'll be good enough to get paid to play and they'll supply the tape. Until then, check out howieshockeytape.com for all your saucing needs. Thank you, Jog Athletics, for taking care of our Michigan Shadow. These threads are unbelievable. We'll see you guys this season on the ice. Huge shout out to Lakewind Photography for taking their time out of their day to take care of our program, all the local community stuff we've been doing, dealing with me full time, which I know is a full-time job by itself. Lakewind, huge shout out. Can't wait to see you guys shooting all of our games this year. Huge shout out to Rink Rat Body Wash for taking care of our Michigan Shadow in the locker room after the games. Smells unbelievable, gets our guys clean. Check them out at Rink Rat.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Where's your emergency?
Everyone's on their way. What happened? Your friend's not breathing. She's dead? Yes, please get my mom and dad. Oh my God!
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter Brooklyn was also a motivation for me to go back to school.
It's been so amazing to be able to give our child the life that we kind of pictured us having, even though we didn't really have that.
I've been in foster care my whole life.
He's so strong to just be able to like leave that all behind and still be able to take care of his daughter and be a good husband.
Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone.
We've been through so much in our life, and he never used that as an excuse, but as motivation to do better.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple?
Chop the pineapple.
Nope, I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope, I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Thank you, Champions Health Club, for joining us in this adventure as we start our inaugural season for the Michigan Shadow. We'll see you at your gym here soon. One of my absolute favorite top cheese, stick wax, looks like cheese. This is my go-to scent. It's the original fresh linen, unbelievable. I actually put it in my stall as well, so I walk up and hang out. Oh, our fancy lights are turning off. When I walk in, I know my stall is gonna be smelling unbelievable. I'm sitting on the bench or enjoying some penalty time in the box. This is what you want on your scent. Huge shout out to the Royal Oak Leprechauns. Thank you for having my captains and I out to throw the first pitch. Incredible experience for local Detroit areas. There goes our light fixture. Gotta pay the bills, looks like. Check out Royal Oak Leprechauns, local, amazing baseball, bunch of D1 athletes heading off to play pro ball. Just thank you, Royal Oak, for taking care of us that night. Thank you, Noble Mark Financial, for sponsoring our Michigan Shadow this year. We're excited to see you at our home opener November 1st. Thank you, Pool Guys, for sponsoring us this season over at the Michigan Shadow. For those out there watching, check them out. They'll take care of everything. Install, maintenance, making your backyard beautiful. Pool Guys, we'll see you soon. Smoky Joe's, everybody's favorite party store to get the party started. Check them out, 16841 14 Mile and Garfield. We will see you there. The big banners hanging on the side of the building. Can't miss it, right across from the Fraser Fair. Huge shout out to Pegasus Awakening for hooking us up with their smelling salts. Oh. As you guys know, wow, we're crying now. We opened this container over 8 months ago. It's seen over 100 hockey games across multiple locker rooms. Unbelievable stuff. Check them out. Pegasus Awakening. My eyes, you can't tell right now, my eyes are watering.
Go Live Sportscast.
Back here live on Go Live Sportscast. We go into overtime as the defending champs, the Muskegon Voyagers, looking to win another championship. They have to get through the playoffs, and this is the first round, and they can do it today here in overtime and win this series 2-0, but Voyagers have to do that, and the Shadow looking to even up this series after losing that first game in Muskegon, in which they had that big lead too. They had at least a 2-goal lead in Muskegon. So,
yeah, this is it, and I can finally really say what I always say: the next goal is a big goal. No matter what, the next goal is a big goal right here.
So our Zamboni came out with the extra water. Anybody order extra water? We got a good-looking crowd on hand. All ages, people with walkers, people, young kids, banging their sticks. It don't matter. They're here for some exciting MIHL hockey. Doesn't get much better than this here in overtime. I am Frank Mazzal along with Gary Prezwara. We'll have to see what lines come out here to start this overtime.
Well, Shadow got to stick to their, well, both teams, but the Shadow got to stick to their game plan, and they just got to be patient. They got to play good defensively, not take too many risks, because the Voyagers obviously the veteran, more experienced team, so they know how to play in these situations.
So here we go, overtime. Voyagers looking to end the series. The Shadow looking to extend it to tomorrow. Minnie gets this puck right at center ice, taken by the Voyagers. Jeremy Joyce, pinched up there on the blue line. Pitcher now. Pitcher will feather that one across the ice. Nice outlet pass to Gamber. Broken up by the Shadow and dumped down just to the outside of Van Hees. That will be a icing against the Shadow.
Famous spot just to the right of Gibbons. It's a face-off. Saw that a lot in the third period, except the opposite end.
So here we go, face-off down there. Andrew Taylor taking it for them. Here we go, 2-on-1, 2-on-2. Nice move there by Jay. Jay takes a quick shot. Rebound out in front. Nobody could get it. Another shot on that. Another shot. Loose puck out in front. Nobody can find the handle on that one. Voyagers coming the other way. 2-on-2. Quick pass out in front, looking for a deflection. Redirection isn't going to happen. Pitcher dumps this one back down in the Shadow corner. Played along back behind the boards. Shot on net, Gibbons. As Dylan Smith just turned on that puck, shot it directly on Gibbons. Gibbons will gobble that one up.
It's a great chance right off the get-go here for the Shadow, and multiple chances down at that zone. And I think they made that change, and the Voyagers come back down, and the Shadow start scrambling, trying to find their guy.
Here's one inside the blue line. Quick shot there as Voyagers just redirected that one to the outside. This one's taken in over the blue line again. Broken up there as Belovich tried to carry that one and kept it inside. Joe DeFay takes that shot for the Voyagers. Cleared out by the Shadow. Voyagers move this one forward, broken up, taken by Baker. Baker can't get his full shot on that stick. Voyagers coming the other way, 2-on-2. Quick shot blocked out in front, still kept inside the blue line. Shot just to the outside of Gibbons. Malinowski cleared that one out. Voyagers right at center ice. They'll peel back with that puck. Gamber dumps that one in. Giving chases Drake Owen. Drake Owen. This one's cleared out to the other side. Osentowski tried to get a stick on that one. Pinching in is the Voyagers. Right now, that one shot right into the Nana. Jake Nana caught that one in. Right in the body and finally let that puck loose.
Both teams got to be extra careful here. They got a long change for their defensive end.
Pitcher right there McComber got caught offside on that as pitcher had to dance back with that puck.
A couple times there, both teams on those defensive line changes, because they got a longer way to change, they almost got caught.
So here we go. Gagnon taking the face off for the Shadow. This one's played back along the far side boards. Fraser dumps that one, lets that one go. Gathered up by Van Heest. Van Heest scrolling quickly. Here come the Voyagers on the right wing. Inside, tried to backhander it. Couldn't find a handle on that one was Jake Nana. Jake Nana had a great opportunity. Here comes Gagnon. Gagnon needs to cut inside. Backhander on Van Heest, and Van Heest made the save there. There's one out in front. He scores! Oh, he threw it right out in front. They scored! They got the redirection, and they score!
A big celebration. There we go. We'll call it the garbage goal, but they'll take it.
See, Gagnon just threw that one out in front. Looks like...
Is that Gagnon that got it and did the celly?
I think it was redirected in front. Gagnon was going behind the net, and it threw it out there.
They'll live to see another day.
So we'll be back here tomorrow at 2 p.m. for the deciding game of this series. Here it is on the replay again. We're going to start from the long view here, as that was the offside by pitcher.
I think Gagnon got credit for it, but you're right. I think it was deflected off of somebody, but he definitely did the celebration, and they were congratulating him. And he's at center ice exhausted.
So it didn't take long here in the overtime period to get the victory, as just kept on working and shot that puck. There it is. There's the replay on it right there. What a game here.
What a game, and just the Shadow, they did everything right. They did everything right, and they came out, and they were patient right there just for a few minutes. That's what they needed, and they got another one that maybe wasn't the prettiest goal, but they all count. And if I look at the scoreboard, they had one more than the other team.
So there you have it, 5-4. Shadow win the game 2. Series tied at 1 a game, 1 victory each. Tomorrow, the deciding game right here at Big Boy Arena. That one starts at 2 p.m. Pretty sure that's a 2 p.m. start. We're going to wrap it up here from Big Boy Arena with the final score. Michigan Shadow 5, the Voyagers 4. I am Frank Mazzell along with Gary Prezwara saying so long. We'll talk to you tomorrow right here on Go Live Sportscast.